to half of marriages apparently unintentionally become sexless at some point or another. But can a marriage lacking physical intimacy still be a happy one? Davina McCall says it definitely can be. She says she's spoken to dating experts who think there are lots of benefits to saying no to sex as long as both partners agree that that's for the best. So do you think that could work out? I wonder, Lowri, how you would feel about that.
Well, had you asked me at 35, I would have said absolutely not. There's something clearly wrong with your relationship if that's, But then your hormones are going, I think postmenopausally, I'm not that interested. I've got other things to do. I'm quite busy. I actually... when you've been married twice, the downside of having a kind of tempestuous, should we put it that way, sexual relationship are so huge when you break up that actually I wouldn't want to do it again. So I think there probably are historically lots of relationships, very happy grandparents involved in their grandchildren's lives where there was no sex going on. The slight span in the works has been Viagra, which has meant that some older men suddenly get interested in sex an awful lot more later on. And the woman who thought, well, actually, I thought I was going to go to the WI and I was going to, look after whatever, my grandchild, all of a sudden she's now supposed to be terribly interested in again. And that causes friction, doesn't it? In all senses, actually.
I mean, I would suggest that, we've just said that half of marriages just kind of turn into a sexless arrangement or relationship. I think lots of people would assume that's when people get older and that's partly because of the menopause or whatever. But I don't think it necessarily is. I think there are lots of much younger people in marriages where they suddenly think, hang on, when did we last have sex? Oh, hang on, it wasn't last month. It wasn't the month before. Was it at Christmas? Was it on my birthday? Hang on, wait. And they suddenly realise months and months have gone by and it's not just older people. Let's ask Nicola about this.
Well, I think the problem is, I think that people lie about it. So I think everyone wants you to think that, they're having sex 5 times a day like you did when you first met, and it doesn't happen. And I think there's lots of different factors. With Davina McCall, she's, as far as I'm aware, not said she's in a sexless marriage, but she's had this awful brain...
Yes, big operation.
Big operation, brain, yes. And she's obviously the one that got us talking about the menopause. So, when things like the menopause happen or illnesses, sex is not your first thought. So I can really understand it. And I think if we were all a bit more honest and less judgmental over it, and it's a bit like kids, isn't it? Oh, mine walked at 11 months and, mine haven't, you constantly want your marriage to be better than everyone else's. Where if we was all a bit just more honest, that some months it's great and other months it's just not, then, we wouldn't feel the pressure.
I think you're absolutely right. There used to be those surveys in Cosmopolitan magazine, wasn't it?
Yes.
How many times a week do you have sex? And everyone put sort of 5, where they secretly knew it was sometimes 2 and sometimes none. But nobody ever put the true answer. You're absolutely right. It's not the sort of thing people like to be honest about.
People don't like to be honest about it.
Let's bring Lewis in on this one. I mean, a sexless marriage.
Then maybe you're just friends. I don't know. I mean, look, everyone has to be in a relationship that's right for them. What I think about sexlessness, though, is that sometimes it's one person in the relationship has decided, look, I've just gone off sex, and the other person's left there kind of high and dry, feels a bit... now I feel a bit predatory because I'm trying to instigate and then now I'm tired of being rejected. And then they wander. And do you know what? Here's the thing. I don't know that you can really judge people that wander in that situation because sex is part of well-being. We're all, sex is wrong, it's dirty, it's all this... No, sex is part of well-being. And if I was in a relationship and suddenly was like, oh, well, we don't socialise as a couple anymore, I'd be like, what? I want to go out and speak to people. It's part of well-being. It's part of exercise. It's the same thing. And I think that how much have you tried as well? A lot of this is, oh, well, it's just kind of happens, just becomes sexless. Get some toys, get a therapist, play some game, I don't know.
It all sounds exhausting. I would say that for a lot of women, you don't realise the need to have sex is so tied with fertility. And I definitely think that now I no longer can have children naturally, there isn't the urge there was when I was 25, 30. But there just isn't.
Of course, lots of women are on HRT.
Yes.
And when they say from day 1 or day 5 or something, the urge comes zinging back. So if you've got men with Viagra, and some women too, and women on HRT, then that kind of natural, you might think, sort of ebbing of the desire and the urge, maybe isn't naturally happening in the way it would. But we often hear that younger people say that sex has just gone on the back burner. They're so busy, they're so stressed, they're so tense, they're so busy trying to juggle absolutely everything. There's a cost of living crisis. They don't feel in the mood. And do you remember COVID? Loads of people expected everyone to be at home having sex because what else could they do? Couldn't go out. But somehow or other, the whole urge was almost not there at all. People in the country didn't feel aroused or excited in that kind of COVID-y, frightening, nasty environment. Everyone felt worried. Let's bring in Joe in Lancashire. Joe, hello. Thank you very much for phoning about this one, because Nicola's quite right. People don't often like to talk about this kind of thing. How do you feel about it?
Me, I don't think there's a problem. Personal experience.
Yeah.
My husband and I have been married for 21 years. After about year 10, he'd had an accident. So it was pretty much hit and miss. It happened or it didn't. But we're still happy. It must be, I don't even know, 5 years. It might be longer.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember, but we love each other. We got married to be with each other, and we're very, very happy, even without that side of things. Oh, God, I'm going to be lying if I don't say I don't miss it. Yeah. I mean, pardon me, but I feel like I've healed up. But apart from that, I think, you don't, as long as you're happy with your partner. I mean, last week I was on about the snoring. I was the one that could snore like a trooper.
Of course you were.
My husband never left me because of that.
No.
So I won't leave him because we don't have that intimacy anymore. We just get on with it. We worship each other, actually.
Yeah.
And we're fine.
And tell me a little bit. I don't need to know or even want to know any of the details. But the hand holding, the cuddling, a kiss on top of the head, someone holding your husband holding your coat for you, or just bringing you a cup of tea. All the kind of intimacy that isn't actual sex. That can kind of provide a great deal of that loving feeling, can't it?
Yes, it does. And we both miss. Whenever we're on the phone, we always say I love you at the end.
Nice.
At night we do, in the morning. I mean, we don't have cups of tea in bed, but he makes me breakfast every Sunday.
I mean, that's love. That's love, isn't it? That's absolutely love. Jo, what a pleasure to hear. I recognised your voice and I thought, I know I've spoken to that lovely lady before. Didn't put you down as the snorer, but now I do. So nice to hear from you. Give your husband our love. Let's talk to Lorraine in Surrey. What do you think about this, Lorraine?
Oh, hi, Vanessa.
Hi.
Can I just say before we chat how much I love your show?
Gosh, yes, you can. How lovely of you to say that. Thank you very much indeed. Don't tell me you don't like the sofa, please. Don't tell me I've had that already this show.
I did like the pink sofa, I will be honest with you. Because that was you, Vanessa. You're all pink and lovely.
It was.
Girly.
But lots of people didn't like it. It was too pink. They couldn't focus. It was too much. We were only just obeying orders. But tell me about a sexless marriage. Is that not really a bad thing necessarily?
Yeah. Well, firstly, I'm single. I'm divorced, and I have been for a while. And for me, if I was to meet somebody that I connected with, and, we really enjoy doing the same things, going out for walks and meals out. Yeah. To me, that connection with a man comes above sex. Obviously, you have to both be agreeable in it. But if I was to meet somebody that I really got on well with and he was impotent, it wouldn't bother me in the slightest. I think I would just be happy to have a really lovely man, that we can do things, go out for meals, cuddle. I'm a good cuddler, holding hands. I think you can show love to somebody. It doesn't have to be sex. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the case. I think we've all pretty much agreed on it. It's not necessarily it would be your first choice, but you could see how a loving relationship's loving, isn't it?